Cardi B just dodged a $24 million lawsuit, and on the very same day, she tossed a pen at a reporter who tried to bait her with a trashy paternity question. Not a mic, not a shoe, a pen. Precise aim, perfect timing, message delivered. So why did the jury side with Cardi in less than an hour? What exactly was this multi-million-dollar case even about? And that clapback moment outside court, where she said, "Respect women," did it hurt her image or turn her into even more of a cultural juggernaut? Stick around, because this story has everything. A doctor's office confrontation, courtroom one-liners, and a verdict that collapsed faster than a cheap acrylic. And the line Cardi dropped that had the whole jury chuckling? Yeah, you'll want to hear this. Welcome back to Celeb Courtroom Chaos, the show where Hollywood drama meets dusty court dockets, and where we serve your gossip piping hot with a garnish of legal insight. Today's case, Cardi B versus a $24 million civil assault lawsuit filed by a Beverly Hills security guard named Emani Ellis. The incident? It goes all the way back to 2018, during Cardi's first pregnancy. The ask? Mansion money. The verdict? Not guilty. And it came down lightning fast. And if that wasn't enough, the same day Cardi shut this case down, she also shut down a reporter who decided it was a good idea to shout paternity questions at her on the courthouse steps. Spoiler alert, it was not a good idea. Oh, and before we dive in, quick sidebar. If you live for court filings with a side of chaos, smash that subscribe button. Around here, we spill the tea before the ink even dries. All right, legal tea first, drama second. Picture this. It's lunchtime outside Alhambra Courthouse. Cardi's greeting fans, signing albums, smiling for selfies. A man in the press pack yells a question about Offset, pregnancy rumors, and alleged paternity drama with NFL star Stefon Diggs. This wasn't journalism, it was tabloid bait with zero receipts. Cardi's response? She tosses her pen like a mic drop and snaps back, "Stop disrespecting me." Do you see women asking me those type of questions? Why do you, as a man, think you can? Act like you have manners. Respect women. The clip went viral instantly, and whether you cheered or clutched your pearls, that moment set the frame. This wasn't just about a lawsuit, it was about boundaries, gender double standards, and Cardi B reminding everyone that disrespect has consequences. But if you thought the pen toss was spicy, wait until you hear what the accuser said happened inside that Beverly Hills doctor's office back in 2018. Flashback to February 2018. Cardi's 4 months pregnant, walking into her OB-GYN's office in Beverly Hills. The plaintiff, security guard Emani Ellis, says she confronted Cardi in a hallway and claims things turned ugly. Ellis alleged that Cardi scratched her face with a long nail, spat on her, hurled slurs, and left her emotionally scarred. She put the price tag on her damages at a jaw-dropping $24 million. Cardi's side of the story? Yes, there was a confrontation, but it was verbal, not physical. Cardi says Ellis tried to film her during a private medical visit, and she wasn't having it. No scratching, no spitting, just words exchanged in a heated moment. So you've got Ellis saying assault, Cardi saying debate, and the truth. That was left to a jury to decide. Let's talk civil court in plain English. Ellis's lawsuit included 4 main claims: assault, battery, intentional infliction of emotional distress, and negligence. In criminal court, the bar is beyond a reasonable doubt. In civil court, it's way lower. It's just more likely than not. Basically, which story seems more believable at brunch? If Ellis could tip the scale even a little bit, Cardi could have been on the hook for millions. But here's the kicker. A $24 million ask requires $24 million evidence, and that's where things started falling apart. Cardi's OB-GYN doctor, David Finca, and his receptionist both testified. Their story? They didn't see a fight. Yes, the office closed early that day, but not because of violence. They said it was to protect Cardi's privacy. Remember, this was early in her pregnancy, and she wasn't ready to go public yet. That testimony undercut Ellis's version of events. If there had been a violent altercation, scratching, spitting, slurs flying, wouldn't the doctor or receptionist have noticed? Jurors were listening closely. And without strong third-party confirmation, Ellis's story was already on shaky ground. Then came Cardi's turn to testify. And this is where the trial turned into viral theater. When asked about the confrontation, Cardi downplayed it as just a debate. That one word had the courtroom laughing. When pressed on why she was so upset, Cardi fired back, "Because I'm pregnant." It wasn't just testimony, it was a performance. And here's the thing about juries. They don't just weigh evidence, they weigh people. Cardi came across as blunt, funny, and credible. The Bronx attitude, the humor, the raw honesty, it all worked in her favor. After closing arguments, the jury left to deliberate. They were back in under an hour. That's courtroom warp speed. Their verdict? Cardi B was not liable, not for assault, not for battery, not for emotional distress, not for negligence. Ellis walked away with nothing. Cardi, meanwhile, walked out victorious, and with a message for anyone thinking of suing her just for headlines. She told reporters she was tired of frivolous lawsuits, hinted at countersuing in the future, and then told her fans not to harass Ellis online. A hard legal win, softened with a smart PR exit. And since we're halfway through this $24 million roller coaster, let me just say, if you're still watching, you clearly live for courtroom chaos. So hit that subscribe. It's cheaper than jury duty and way more fun. Let's break down the math. In civil lawsuits, plaintiffs can stack damages like pancakes: economic damages for medical bills and lost wages, non-economic damages for pain and suffering, and punitive damages if the jury thinks the behavior was outrageous enough to punish. Add in a celebrity defendant and suddenly numbers skyrocket. 24 million grabs headlines. But headlines don't equal payouts. Without airtight evidence, the jury wasn't cutting any checks. Let's circle back to that courthouse steps moment, because it's the scene that everyone remembers. Cardi's pen toss wasn't about anger. It was about control. The reporter tried to corner her with a messy, invasive question about her family. Cardi flipped it back on him. Loudly, physically, and publicly. "Stop disrespecting me." Do you see women asking me those type of questions? Why do you, as a man, think you can? Act like you have manners. Respect women. That wasn't just a clapback, it was a statement. And while some critics called it unprofessional, many saw it as Cardi refusing to let a man frame her narrative in the middle of her own legal battle. So why didn't Ellis's case land? Because juries don't award millions for vibes. They want receipts. They want photos, medical records, credible witnesses. And in this case, none of it lined up. Without corroboration, Ellis's allegations felt thin. And when the defense testimony directly contradicted her, the scales tipped hard in Cardi's favor. This trial wasn't just a courtroom showdown, it was content. Clips of Cardi testifying trended online. Her wigs, her one-liners, her fiery exchanges with lawyers all became part of the story. And that mattered. Jurors are human. When the person on the stand feels relatable, when they make you laugh, when they seem like someone you could have a drink with, you're more likely to believe them. Cardi's humor and authenticity didn't just entertain, it persuaded. This case is closed. Cardi is legally in the clear here. But celebrities live in a world where every viral moment can spawn a lawsuit. Remember the 2023 Vegas mic toss? That's still circling in the legal system. Cardi's made it clear she's done being an easy target. Countersuits are on the table now. The short answer? No. The jury cleared her. She told her fans not to harass Ellis, which made her look level-headed. And that courthouse clip? If anything, it reinforced her brand. Cardi's brand has always been about authenticity and boundaries. She'll say the quiet part out loud, throw a mic if you disrespect her, and yes, even toss a pen if you cross the line. Far from ruining her, this case proved she's consistent, unfiltered, and unbothered. So what can we take away from all this? Privacy versus access. Celebrities are public figures, but doctors' office hallways aren't red carpets. Evidence over outrage. You can claim millions, but if you can't prove it, juries won't buy it. Brand consistency matters. Cardi's pen toss wasn't a meltdown. It was on brand, and on brand usually wins. So there you have it. Cardi B beats the $24 million assault case. The jury didn't buy the story, the evidence didn't stack up, and she still had time to check a reporter with a pen toss and a feminist clapback. Now I want to hear from you. Was that reporter out of line, or just doing his job? And does this verdict change how you see Cardi, unfiltered hero, or still too reckless? Drop your verdict in the comments. And hey, if you want more scandals, subpoenas, and side-eyes, hit subscribe. Around here, the legal tea is always piping.